Hi there, good afternoon everybody. As Andrew said, my name is Lucy Gazmararian and I'm part of PwC's crypto team based in Hong Kong. I'm very excited to share with you this afternoon the inaugural edition of our global crypto and fundraising report. So it's the first of its kind. This is hot off the press and I'm very excited to share the key takeaways with you this afternoon. So PwC's crypto team is based in over 25 different jurisdictions around the world, so we're very much a globally integrated team. And we support our clients with any number of services. We like to say we're a one-stop shop. So we can support you with tax, legal, accounting, but also internal governance and controls when it comes to crypto exchanges, for example, penetration testing, you name it, we do it. And our clients are crypto exchanges, crypto funds. We also look after traditional financial institutions that are looking to move into the crypto space. And we also work with regulators and governments around the world with regards to their crypto policies. So that's PwC's crypto team in a nutshell. So here is the front of our report. As I say, it's hot off the press. I'm excited to share these key takeaways with you. We looked at data from 2018, so it contains data from the full year of 2018 and the first half of 2019. And we actually looked and found the most interesting trends that were emerging are the first half of 2018 as comparing with the first half of 2019. So we are planning to issue this report on a biannual basis, so the next report will be out early next year in 2020. So you may ask, why did we launch a crypto global M&A and fundraising report? And the reason is that I'm sure like you see a number of headlines every day. Some of the headlines over here on the slide, we're seeing that there's a lot of activity in the space. It's never ending. And what we really wanted to do was take a look at what the data is actually telling us. We see all these headlines, but are key trends emerging? And what are those key trends? So the good news is we have done all the heavy lifting for you, and we have actually crunched the numbers. A lot of analysts have been very busy in PwC looking at all the data for crypto M&A and crypto fundraising, and we've come up with our key takeaways. So these are the three key takeaways. As I said, we're comparing the first half of 2018 with the first half of 2019. So as a general overall observation when comparing these two time periods, we're seeing that as the crypto industry matures, the type, the size, and the geography of crypto deals are changing. And our first key takeaway, perhaps surprisingly to many of you, actually we're seeing deal activity in the US, so in the Americas, primarily the US, drop by almost 30%. 30% drop in deal flow when you compare the first half of 2018 with 2019. That's pretty significant. And so now we're seeing that the US accounts for around 40% of crypto M&A and fundraising activity globally. And correspondingly, we've seen an increase in Europe and Asia. And together, Europe and Asia makes up around 58% of global deal flow. So it's really tilting away from the US right now. When it comes to crypto fundraising, and when I talk about crypto fundraising, I'm talking about investors offering cash to crypto companies for equity in their business. So it's specifically equity investment. We are seeing a declining percentage in seed round funding. So I'm sure you're all familiar with seed fund rounding. It's typically the first time a company will go for outside investment. It tends to be friends and family, angel investors, maybe some very early VC companies. And we're seeing that now progress to Series A, Series B, and beyond. And with that, we're seeing the average ticket size increase. So it is still relatively small. It's 6 million going up to 9 million, but it is an increase of 50%. And so this may imply that both the valuation of these crypto businesses as well as their growth prospects are going up. And our third key takeaway, of course, we can't not mention the price of Bitcoin. And indeed, our analysis is showing that Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin, is something of a bellwether for the industry. As the price of Bitcoin goes up, investor sentiment becomes more positive, and we're seeing that drive more investment activity in the space, both M&A and fundraising space. There is a bit of a lag here, but we are definitely seeing this trend. And as we continue to monitor this data and release these reports, we expect to see this come through more strongly. So to recap on the three key trends we're seeing deal activity move from the US to Europe and Asia. We're seeing, in terms of fundraising activity, seed rounds are reducing, and we're seeing a progression towards bigger ticket sizes. It's increased by 50%. And thirdly, the price of Bitcoin is a bellwether for the industry and for investor sentiment more broadly. So those are some of the key takeaways when we look at the first half of 2018 versus the first half of 2019. But we also wanted to share with you some views on what's coming up in the coming quarters. How is it looking coming into the end of 2019? First of all, we see an increase in crypto M&A activity. So we do think that these investors are wanting to invest in crypto companies. And that is driven by very much evidenced by this chart. You can see that when you compare in 2019, quarter on quarter, the deal count has increased by 15%. So while there was a bit of a drop in Q3 2018, we're now seeing something of a rebound in crypto M&A coming into 2019. So there's a lot of activity happening already this year. And we've not only looked at a top level, we've drilled right down into the data so that we've categorized all the crypto deals by sector as well. So we've really made sure that we're going to get everything on a fairly granular level for you. And the pattern that absolutely jumps out here is that crypto mining has consolidated. We saw a huge amount of activity of crypto M&A in the first half of 2018. Perhaps not surprising given the price of Bitcoin was high. And that has declined by 65% coming into 2019. So in terms of M&A activity, the mining sector has really, that activity has become much less. And then in the same time, we've seen M&A activity in the blockchain infrastructure space increase by around 30%. So that seems to be where the investment is now going, and the M&A activity is happening, along with trading infrastructure and platforms. Again, this is comparing 2018 with the first half of this year, so as we go through, these sector trends are going to emerge stronger. Second of all, we think there's going to be an increase in crypto fundraising activity. We are positive for this space. There was a slight drop in deal count when you're comparing the first 2 quarters of 2019, but the average deal size in 2019, as of 30th of June, has risen by 51%. So the ticket sizes are getting larger and larger. And indeed, the average ticket size is $250 million now. And what we're saying with that is that we're getting to a place where institutional investors can start to get interested. If the ticket sizes are too small, it is not worth their effort and time. It just doesn't make sense when they have billions to manage to concern themselves with smaller ticket sizes. So that's a really interesting development, and we expect that to continue. And also looking at the deal counts by sector, again, you can see a lot of money flowing into all sectors of the crypto ecosystem. But the most popular sectors are blockchain infrastructure, trading infrastructure, and crypto exchanges. These sectors seem to be pulling in the most amount of capital and activity when it comes to direct equity investments in these crypto companies. Finally, as we come to the end of the year, we expect a broader institutionalization of the industry. And actually, we've seen many of these landmark deals take place prior to this point in time. You may have heard of some of these. Julius Baer, 125-year-old Swiss private bank, bought SIBA Bank, a crypto bank, to offer its clients the ability to trade, invest, and store crypto assets. You've seen SocGen, a French bank, issue a covered bond on a blockchain. JP Morgan launching a stable coin backed one-to-one with the US dollar. Fidelity spun off an entirely new digital assets entity to provide its institutional clients with the ability to trade and store Bitcoin. So we're seeing the big names move into the space in quite a significant way, and we do expect this to continue. Facebook, obviously their recent announcement about Libra coin was really sparked a lot of additional interest. But when we look forward to 2019, the big event that we are expecting is PBOC to come out with their crypto renminbi. We all know it's been talked about it endlessly in the press, and we're expecting an announcement to come through by the end of the year. Now, when they come out with a central bank digital currency, they are potentially putting crypto in the everyday lives of 1.4 billion Chinese citizens. So that is significant. It's introducing the technology to a huge, huge proportion of the global population. We have also been tracking the percentage of reverse mergers as a percentage of crypto M&A activity. Now, reverse mergers, I'm sure many of you are familiar with reverse mergers. It's a style of capital raising where crypto companies buy listed shell companies in order to access public investments, so bigger pools of capital. And what you can see, again, the price of Bitcoin is definitely coming into play here. In fact, when Bitcoin reached its low at the end of 2018, you saw there was precisely 0 reverse merger transactions when it came to crypto. So it is really strongly correlated. And again, as the price is increasing, we're seeing reverse mergers pick up. And reverse mergers are interesting because many of these companies are growing so fast, but they can't go through the process of an IPO listing. They can't fulfill all the stringent requirements and the checklist that's required. So the option is to buy a listed shell company and speed up their growth path that way. We're also tracking the top crypto M&A deals. You can see the list here. You can see that 2018 was pretty much the bulk of the larger deals, less so in 2019. Top of the list, Circle's acquisition of Poloniex for $400 million US. But we're also seeing traditional financial institutions invest in the space. So Monex is a Japanese financial services company, and they bought CoinDesk in Japan. So again, we're seeing traditional players moving into crypto, as well as crypto-to-crypto players consolidating their position and growing and taking advantage of the movement. And the price of Bitcoin, now that it's recovered, we're definitely seeing more of that. So we've got a really rosy outlook for the end of the year. We think there's going to be more and more fundraising in the space. We think there's more and more M&A in the space. And PwC does have a globally integrated deals team that's there to support clients throughout the entire journey, whether it's M&A transactions or it's fundraising. They work with you through the entire process, from identifying an acquisition target to helping you with your overall funding strategy. In terms of M&A advisory, how do you value a crypto business? That is what our crypto deals team is specialized in doing. And they'll work with you all through the tax, legal, all the usual skills that you need from a deals team, plus post-acquisition support and integration. So once you make the acquisition, there's also a lot of issues that need to be handled, and the deals team can help you with that too. So the idea of the deals team is really to help you create the value you need in your business. So I've whizzed through our key takeaways. Thank you very much for your attention. The QR code takes you directly to PwC's global webpage, which houses all our reports, including the full report for this crypto M&A and fundraising report. And I've given you a flavor of some of the key takeaways this afternoon, but there's a lot more information in the full report. So please do download that. You know, this space is so fast moving. There's a lot happening in the space. And we're really looking to map these key trends for you, provide industry insights, and help deliver value for your business. So we're excited. I hope you're excited as well about all these developments in the M&A and fundraising space when it comes to crypto. Thank you very much. I'll be around for questions as well.